Welcome back to the God of Knicks podcast. I'm your host, Apollo Reed. I'm here with the Cuzzo Rick the Ruler. How you doing, Cuz?
I'm all right.
How about you, Dre?
Hey
Big,
man,
big,
look,
big Dre Jalil.
I'm chilling, man. Listen to me.
You
You
good?
understand?
You sound like you're doing real good tonight.
You know what I
Sound like
mean?
you're doing real
I'm in
good.
a good mood tonight.
Good
I
move.
mean, we came off loss, but I wasn't like one of them angry losses.
Yeah, it
That was
wasn't
a
an
good
angry
game.
loss. Yeah, Knicks falls to the Nets, 112 to 110, and it was. I mean, if I'm a Nets fan, I was definitely a nail biter.
Yo, it sounded like they was at home at like the Knicks was home, B.
Per,
It
per
did.
usual, per
It
usual,
did.
per usual. It always sounds like it's MSG when you're at the Barclays.
Yo,
Even at
it's
regular Barclays games, like when the Knicks aren't there, they're not that loud. If you ever listen to their crowd, it's never that real, ever, ever,
the
ever.
Knicks fans showed up tonight. They was like, nah,
They
Yeah,
did.
we still in New York.
we
They
still in
did.
New York,
Right.
but yeah. So they fall 112 to 110. It was an up and down game.
Respectable.
Yeah, respectable game. I think we were down by like 17 at one point.
Yo,
Um,
who didn't play today?
Oh yeah, let's start there. So Kemba Walker,
Kemba didn't play?
Kemba Walker got benched thoroughly.
No, no,
Thoroughly.
no, 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 no. They undressed son.
Yeah, they had him. I mean, listen. All right, so Tom Thibodeau removed Kemba Walker from the rotation.
Yo, he didn't even have to say all that. They was like, yo, he was removed.
They say he was removed from the rotation. Like,
Hey, let me tell you something. Hold on. Let me tell you something. I feel like before the season started, he went to them and was like, hey, look, I'm gonna give him 20 games.
nah, that's probably you're probably right about
He
that.
probably was like, yo, I'm gonna give him 20 games. Because remember they in the beginning, remember a few games in, they was like, yo, 20 games. He said then 40 games or 60 games before you know the season is over. He's like, that's bullshit.
Yeah, right.
Because they talking about they didn't start. So he was already 20, 40, 60, 80. He was already breaking the season down in the quarters.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So he was
Tom,
like, yo.
Tom does that though.
So around that time,
That's
because
what
he big on data. He's big on data. If it
Mhm.
don't have nothing to do with the young kids, he's big on data.
Right.
Because if it mean him playing young kids, he like, let's not look at the data. But any
Right,
other
yeah,
way, he looking at data.
Data.
How's that for data? Right? Yo, he
Oh,
must have
man,
told them
flashbacks.
like they like, look, this is your little pet project. We're gonna see how it goes. You got 20 games. This dude don't do good by 20. Out the lineup.
Listen, I think it was something along those lines because he was very stern in how he did it. There was last year. Let's be real. Alfred Payton shouldn't have been a starting point guard on any basketball team. But
In the NBA.
in the NBA, I mean, but he let him rock for the entire season. So
And
for
benched
him,
him at the
20
wrong time.
games in to make this kind of move is like, wow, okay.
He was on it.
He was on it. So, surprising move, but it was clearly a move for the better. They played better against the Hawks, which we won. We didn't talk about that game. We beat the Hawks, and that felt good. And in their arena as well. Was that in their arena or was that at home? No, that was in their arena, right?
That was
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
at the
Barclays.
Hawks.
That was at yeah,
Yeah,
that was
we were
definitely at
away.
their home. So they come into tonight with the same lineup. Alec Burks starting off. Let's get some stats up there. And Alec Burks, he started for the Knicks tonight. He had 25 points. How the hell do you start and just go for 25 points? And you have five rebounds and 5 assists, 2 steals, 1 block.
Let me ask you a quick question. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
How many games did Kemba have 25 points?
I think 1.
I think the first game, right?
No,
I
I think
I don't
the
even
game
think-
versus Charlotte, he had like 26 or 27.
I think Burks is good for 20 a game as a starter. He was coming off the bench. Listen, you know why? I'm gonna tell you why right now. He was coming off the second unit on the second unit.
Mm-hmm.
He's not even a second unit small forward or shooting guard, whatever position. I don't even know position they had him. They had him playing like the small forward.
Mm-hmm.
Now they got him starting at point guard. He was the second unit on the second unit. Like if they start getting tired, then he brought Burks in. It looked like situations he brought Burks in. So then he was like, nah. So if he's on the second unit of the second unit, third string, and he's already scoring 12, and he dropped 25, that's it. That's in line with what he could do on a nightly basis.
I think so. I think I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that he hasn't been game planned for yet. And once they start game planning for him, you're gonna start to see some struggles, and that's just with anybody. Um, so do I think he can bring you this kind of game every now and then? Absolutely. But I think he's and as far as average, he might be around like more still like the 17, 16 point per game average, which is still actually pretty good
Yeah.
if you can consistently bring that in the starting lineup to go along with our other double digit scorers with as Julius and sometimes RJ and who he went out earlier tonight. He only played 8 minutes, but I think he didn't play in the second
That's
half.
another thing. That's
It was
another thing.
there was an illness. I think Grimes played the rest of the game for RJ. But yeah, Burks is he's been showing up this year, and it's been mainly uh impressive to me on the defensive end because I didn't think he can do a lot of stuff defensively. I
Yo,
just
you
thought he was
see
an
him
offensive
blocking
player.
shots from all the way where he blocking shots from?
Yeah, he blocked a 3-point shot tonight versus Patty Mills on Patty Mills, which was his only block. But then you got 2 steals, which is something that he's been doing better than a lot of the guys on our team recently. Is getting into those passing lanes and picking up steals. So I think that he was a good fit. I think that was a move that needed to happen. Um,
What move?
the Alec Burks
In,
move being moved into
in the
the
start?
starting lineup. Yeah, I mean, but if you look at how many minutes he played tonight, he played the second most minutes behind Julius Randle, and I mean they both played 39 minutes, but it was a matter of seconds at that point, and Julius played more. Um, he's relied upon heavily, and I think that he can actually bring us something consistently, and who knows, man, who knows? I think that we may see him here. My only thing is, and everyone's question with that move was quickly, and should quickly be the guy that they enter into that starting lineup,
Mm.
for whatever reason. And I get why people want quickly in there. I would want quickly as well, especially. And I said this before. I don't mind us putting Burks in there, but if quickly is a guy who kind of deserves it at this point, I don't want us to keep putting guys ahead of him that aren't long-term options.
Let
You
me
know what I'm
tell you something.
saying?
Burks is more consistent than Quickly.
I mean, clearly he's a veteran. I'm just saying in terms of going forward, I wouldn't say that um you would want Burks to be your starting point guard going forward. I don't think he's played point guard until he got to New York. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's what I'm saying. He
He's
was
doing it
coming
well
off the
here.
bench as like a small forward, and now
Right.
he's starting at point guard.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. I think once he's game plan for, he doesn't have the speed of a point guard. He defends well for the point guard position, but I just think once teams start game planning for Alec Burks, and throwing defenses at him certain ways, I think it might be a little bit difficult. But I hope he continues this streak the way he's been playing up. Shout out to the chat, by the way. He said bring McBride back up. I think they did before the game. He was on the bench.
Yeah, he was
He
out
played
there.
like 2 minutes.
He was helping dudes off the floor.
Yeah, so he was definitely there.
But I think Burks is smart though. So I think it's not so much can he play the point guard position. I think he's smart enough to play the point guard position, and
Right.
it shows.
Right.
I think quickly would be fine also, but
Mhm.
I think Burks has the edge on him just by a little bit, and I think it only comes to experience because of that.
Yeah,
So,
experience for sure. And we're talking about Tom Thibodeau, so of course, experience is going to be one of the defining factors there.
But
Um,
he trusts quickly though, so I don't think it's like that's the only factor. Experience, I think he trusts quickly,
he
but
does. Yeah. Hmm.
I think he trusts Burks a little bit more.
I think I just got a notification for Julius tonight. Yeah, he's talking about the refs, of course. He said the refs told him tonight that certain contact doesn't affect him like it affects other players because of his size and strength, which factors into how he's officiated. I can't be penalized for just being stronger. That's how you officiate the game. You know why that's a load of bullshit? Because LeBron gets a lot of damn calls.
That's a lot of bullshit, bro.
Yeah,
a load of bullshit.
And Durant gets a lot of calls. And he's taller than everybody.
And yeah,
come on, man. I think that they shouldn't have told him that.
They shouldn't have told him that.
Yeah, that would have pissed me off too.
Because you can't even stick to that. That's outrageous.
Oh, because he's
bigger,
he can handle more.
They in the office talking right now. Why'd you tell him that?
Like, why would you say that? because now you have to change everything. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking at this game and I'm like, is this how they've been calling calls for James Harden all season? Because what was he complaining about? It looked to me like they blew the whistle every single time he touched the ball. That's just how I saw it. There may have been one play where I'm like, you didn't. All right, it was a foul there. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, every time he put the ball on the floor, he got a foul. How many times did he hit the free throw line? Let's look at that real quick. How many times did James Harden hit the free throw line tonight? Let's go see.
That boy was
He
out there at the free
was
throw
out
line.
there 9 to 10. 9 to 10.
So
And,
5 times at the line.
yeah, I mean, no, I mean he went to the line. Yeah, he went to the line 10 times, 5 times. I mean, 5 times.
Yeah.
And I think one of them was a 3-point. Was that him or was that KD? I think it might have been KD. Might have been KD. But regardless, I just sometimes I feel like when the Knicks are on the court, the refs they just do their own thing. They don't really go to a plan or like their set plan. They just officiate us as being the the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? What's going on, Wave? But yeah, so speaking of Julius, uh Julius had 24 points. He was 11 of 22 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3. He wasn't even looking for threes tonight. I think there was a few plays he had an open 3 and he still drove it inside. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with that. 24 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. Looking more like the Julius we know. There was some frustration there with me because of just sometimes how he lets the game dictate his emotions. And that's you really can't let that happen, especially when you're the guy who's supposed to be the leader. All these guys look towards you to, hey, how should we move?
Mhm.
How should we handle the situation? And when you're the leader and you're always like, you got the scrunch face every time, and then you cursing at the refs every chance you get. It becomes a distraction, but I'm glad that his game returned tonight. 24 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. Like I said, hopefully this is a sign of the more consistent Julius Randle we've become to know, especially of last year.
And
Hopefully it's not
need.
in need. Hopefully it's not directly related to the sitting of Kemba Walker. But Rick, what you see from Julius Randle tonight?
I mean, other than him, being determined, like that's who he should be. Like I feel like they should play like this every night.
Mm-hmm.
And we mentioned it several times on the show that they usually play up to the competition or play down to the competition. And going in tonight knowing that Brooklyn is seated where they are seated in our conference,
Right.
they played up to them. I mean,
Yeah.
look at the final score: 110 to 112. Like
Yeah.
that's one shot.
That's one shot. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, okay, he did get emotional, but that may be a good thing. He's passionate about the game. He wants to
Yeah.
win.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, if it gets in the way of you winning, then it becomes a problem. And I feel
Right.
like he was, I mentioned it before, he was like that in the Atlanta game, and he was like that tonight against Brooklyn. It
Right.
doesn't help. It doesn't
No.
help the team.
Mm-mm.
Like the team was trying to congratulate him, give him 5 or whatever, and he's swinging at them like, like he was swinging at the ref. I was
Like
like,
bugging
nah,
out.
Well, that was why
you
he got
can't
the
do
tech.
that.
After that, they said you're not supposed to. You can't do that.
It's too
That whole
much.
swing, that going like this,
Yeah, it's
that's
too
an
much.
automatic tech. Like what you doing?
I mean, but they've been put that rule in, and this is my thing. He kind of has to get his emotions in check, man. Like
Yeah.
it's very annoying to watch, especially because we as Knick fans used to complain all the time about every single play. Melo's complaining to the refs. Oh, JR's complaining to the refs. Like all these guys that we watch, and they every time they complain to the refs. And now Julius gets here, and now he's doing the same thing, and it's kind of like a deja vu, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I hope it doesn't end the same way. But like I said, other than that, he stepped it up tonight. You just want to see him get his emotions in check a little bit better. I think if he would have been able to get his emotions in check, you never know. Maybe we could have found a way to pull out the W tonight. But how about you, Dre? What you see from Julius?
Typical Julius,
Mhm.
like you said with him and with the attitude. I think his stat line. What was his stat line? 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 8 points. Oh, that's Mitchell. I'm bugging. Hold on. 24 points. Hold on. Eight assists, 1 steal, 24 points, -8.
Mhm.
That's about his stat line. Ain't even nothing really to talk about. I
Right.
think he cost us that game with those extra 2 points he gave Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
It could not, but that we would have been in a better situation without that right there.
Mhm. Mhm.
So that's why that kind of stuff matters because
Yep.
the outcome could be very different
Yep.
because you threw a tantrum. And I
And
mean it's frustrating, but I mean you're doing this every night, bro. Like, come on.
every night, every single night. And like you said, the teammates are trying to like after tonight, they lost.
Mhm.
They lost by 2. Whatever. Might have been because of a call or whatever you think. At the end of the game, everybody else, literally the entire team outside of Julius Randle, is at the middle of the court dapping up the Nets
Yeah.
players. And where's Julius? Find another ref to curse at.
Yep.
And it's like, bro, stop this shit. Like
Yeah,
nobody
yeah, he
wants to
kept
see that.
going. I was looking at that. I was like, yo, dude, where you going with this? The next time they just gonna be like, yo, anything he do, I'm calling
Yeah,
on.
and that's what I'm looking at. If I'm a ref and you're coming at me like that, I'm looking to call a play on you
I'm like this. All right, I see you next game.
every
Yep.
single time. And
Exactly.
as a player, how do you not think that a ref would think like that? You know what I'm saying? It's like common sense.
Yeah.
Like the more I curse at him, like he's gonna call it. I'm gonna curse at him. He's gonna call that play right next time. When does it
And
ever work like that?
and just think about like the big picture. When will you as a player ever have more power than the referee? Like the ref
Mhm.
has the whistle. So
Right.
you wanna do like what the All Stars back in the day used to do. Be friends
Hmm.
with them. Know them
Yeah.
by name. Know their family.
Hmm.
Let them be
Yo,
your
remember
friend,
Charles
and you'll
Barkley?
get calls.
They used to
Charles
go to him
Barkley used
before
to
the
come
game
to
and talk to him.
Charles Barkley used to bring flowers.
Really?
He gave
That's funny.
you remember he gave the ref flowers and he gave him a kiss on the mouth one time.
Oh
Oh,
my god.
That old dude that retired, I
Oh
forgot his
yeah,
name.
yeah,
oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. That is a Charles Barkley move.
that
Yeah,
He
dude
is
be
he
crazy.
kissed it.
outrageous. He's
Yeah,
outrageous.
and he brought him flowers. They showed before the game, but Charles Barkley had a commercial, and I forgot he was saying he was like, I'm not a role model. He's like, every time y'all call a technical, he's like, y'all taking food off my plate. I remember that was in the commercial. I was like, but he was known for getting technical.
Yeah.
Yeah, that he said that in a interview, and I think they
Mhm.
just used it for the commercial. But yeah, he meant it though, because he was just like, "Yo, I come here to play,"
Yeah,
you
I'm
know.
not coming here to be a role model. Like, if that's your problem, if I'm your kid's role model.
I can't. I was reading this book by Tim Grover called Relentless, and he was talking about Charles Barkley, and I guess at some point he had threw somebody had did something to him at some casino or something at some hotel room, and he threw him out the window, but it was only the first floor window, and I guess whatever happened in court, whatever happened, the judge asked him any final words or how do you feel about it, and he said, yeah, I should have took him to the second and third floor and finished the job. I'm like, well, that sounds like Charles Barkley.
Barkley,
Yeah.
man.
That sounds like Charles Barkley.
Yeah,
But
Charles Barkley was scary too back
he
when he
was a
was
scary dude. He
Yeah,
was a scary dude. And
yeah.
I mean, for
He's just
someone who
intense.
he was his athletically gifted was just like I don't know, like
yo
someone at that size, the way he used to just run up the court and just
and
jump,
just dunk like he was flying. Yo,
it was
Charles
just
Barkley was
crazy. Charles
he was
Barkley was
scary.
crazy.
Two hands,
Um,
two knees in the air,
Two
like
hands,
he was
yep,
dunking.
it didn't matter.
injured.
Like, yeah, injured. And that was another thing. He said Charles Barkley, he came, I guess he was training him, and he told him, he said, Charles, you can't touch a basketball because you have a boot on. Like you can't do any on court activities. And Charles gave him that little death stare, and he looked at him in his face. And I guess he said, I need a ball. Give me a ball. And so they gave him a ball, and he just started going up and dunking on the good foot and never let the other foot touch the ground. You know what I'm saying? So I mean that's how intense he was. Like he was always going like, I'm gonna do whatever I want. Like I said,
Yeah.
I'm gonna train. You're gonna, but that's the kind of guy Charles was. Anyway, so shout out to the chat. Toxic Nick fan says 2 All-Stars, 2 Hall of Famers, and we ran these dudes shorthanded. We basically gave them the most of the third quarter, and they won on a foul call. That's facts. I kind of look at this as a win for sure, for sure. This definitely was a game Good.
Real quick, because that reminds me, there was a part in the game, but right before he did the foul, but he started complaining with the technical.
Mm.
I felt he should have took him out the game like right before that, like one of those timeouts,
Mm.
because he started. It was like he wasn't scoring that much in the third. I mean, in the fourth quarter, and I was like, he just gonna try to go in there and score. Like he's just gonna try to take over and do what he got to do.
Yeah.
So it looked like he was about to self destruct. It looked like the shit was happening. I was looking at his body. He wanted to score. He wanted to help. He wanted to win, which is all good. But the way he goes about it, he scares me. So when he did that whole thing with the foul, like it was like, he's getting all upset now because he's not getting what he wants. They should have put what's his name in there, man. And I think when you see the intensity, but it's like you can't take him out. That's what I don't like about stars. You always gotta be like real careful with how you treat these cats.
Yeah, exactly. And that kind of goes into why I was saying the Kemba Walker situation before it actually happened was different. Because he is a star by name, but he's not that player anymore. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to make a move. It's not like you have to play him. You know, kind of like when you were saying, Rick, you were like play him 6 minutes here and off. And I'm like, he hasn't earned that. He hasn't earned the right to say, here, play me 6 minutes on and off at this point.
I mean,
It's he hasn't really been
his
bringing it.
legacy should say he's worth 6 minutes.
Yeah, but his legacy is the reason why we've been losing away shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You can't have him out there based off legacy.
The good thing I like about him yanking him at 20, I felt like it was fair. I felt like he learned from last year. He should have did that with Alfred. And he waited way too long. He was trying to wait to see if you know what I mean? So I guess this time around he was like, all right, we got to yank him.
I don't think he wanted to bench Alfred though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Alfred was his kind of guy.
Yeah, defense.
Like he put him in defense, and he got to the rim. He got to the rim. He could handle the ball. He just couldn't finish.
He got to the rim. He just couldn't.
Right.
He couldn't make a layup. Right. But I like the fact that you get to the rim.
That's it. Yeah.
He just turned away.
I like the fact that you get to the rim. What?
Yeah, I like the fact that you get to the rim. Yeah. Huh?
That'd be funny. You sitting there, sitting there taking free throws like, that's it? But yeah, man. He didn't want to bench Alfred as much as we wanted.
He wanted Alfred back.
He wanted Alfred back.
Yeah,
he loved the fact that he played defense the way he did. And he told you every single game. Every single game they asked about Alfred, he told you exactly why he was still going to play. Every single game. You gonna look at a lineup change? Nah. 20 games in.
I think he felt the pressure from the fans and everybody else to bench him in the playoffs. And I think that screwed up the whole thing that they had going.
Oh, shout out to Toxic. I noticed that. He said, y'all see Obi chirping at Tibbs. He was heated when he got pulled. We might have a problem with Obi.
He kind of was like, yo, why am I being pulled? Like, I seen that.
Yeah, because I saw Mitch
when he did that.
In the fourth quarter, sometime in the fourth quarter, I think Mitch was going in. But I at that time, I can see that it was for defense. I can see that it was he was making a defensive sub. I just think that unfortunately you wasn't gonna take Julius out. You know what I'm saying? Who's he gonna take out?
Same good.
You know what I mean? So like I said, they're gonna have to figure out something fast, or they're going to be forced to make it a long-term decision. And I don't know if that's gonna go over well, because especially after you sign, you give Julius this extension. The fans are starting to fall in love with Obi. It's like you tread in very, very dangerous waters right now. But anyway, let's talk about the rest of the team. Oh, pardon me. It's not working. There you go. So, like I said, RJ, I think he had the bubble guts, so he got up out of there. Mitch had 8 points. My bad. 8 points and 7 rebounds. Pretty good game. 4 for 5 from the field. Outside of that last play, I just, the instincts get to him, and You should have just kept your hands up. Stay vertical.
What he did wasn't really bad. It really
it,
wasn't.
It wasn't bad, but he hit him on the arm. Like he literally hit him on the arm.
but after the ball was knocked loose, though.
But you're talking about KD and
I
Mitchell
know,
Robinson.
but that shouldn't be that.
You
That to
can't
me
put him.
right there is not a reason.
It's not a reason, but
it's
by
KD,
the rule book, he
he's
didn't play the right rules.
MVP of the NBA, so we're gonna call, like that. To me, is stupid.
Nah, to be honest with you, bro, if you go by the rule book, he fouled them. Like if you go by the rule book, he fouled them. It was a soft ass call, but you don't give the refs an opportunity to make a soft ass call for a star at the end of the game.
But they haven't been calling calls like that.
They was calling all games.
So you know what I mean? Like
we should have known.
That's my gripe. That I said it before. Like I don't even understand what is a foul and that nonsense that they told Rent. Like to me, it's stupid. It's just like, okay, we have license now to call a foul that we want to call
whenever we want it.
If we don't want to call it, then it's not a foul. Like
right, and if we want to call it, then we use it the way we want to use. If we can make the game interesting, then we'll make the game interesting.
That's exactly what he said. Yep.
When you play a pickup game at the park, you call your own fouls, right? Yeah. And then you got one guy who calls foul every single time. It's kind of just like, this guy's annoying, right? But then when you play with people who understand, okay, sometimes it's just a physical play. I'm not going to call that. They'd be like, nah, I fouled you. Here's the ball. Like that's what that's why we have officials so that we don't have to do that. Here's the rules. And if you break I'll blow the whistle. Not, well, you're bigger, so I'm not going to blow the whistle. Like that to me, it defeats the whole purpose of having officials.
Right. Yeah, and that was annoying. Like I said, up until that last play, usually, and especially on the last play, they usually let him play. But like I said, it's a star, and he didn't make the right play defensively. I mean, if he would have had his hand straight up and kept it vertical, and they called that, I'd have been pissed.
They'd have called that anyway.
They probably would have. But I would have had more of a gripe in that case.
You know what I'm saying? Changed nothing.
It wouldn't have changed nothing. But like I said, just watching him, that was a foul.
I don't know. Maybe last season. I don't know.
Hold on.
What happened, Cat? Oh, he turned the mic off. The kids must be acting up. I ain't having that. Let them have it, nephews.
I would say the starting five still had negative plus minuses.
Yeah. So even Burks.
Yeah.
I saw that. He still did his thing. Yeah. But so that means we could probably still improve.
Perhaps.
We can still improve. I mean, that was the first game with Burks. I mean, I don't know if this is going to be one of those things where he's like, all right, I want to try Burks now. We try Grimes here. We try McBride. I don't know. So, you got to see how that goes.
I'm just surprised they're not using Deuce as much as – I mean, I know y'all not because I know in the beginning of the season we talked about this, but I really like the way Deuce plays. Like, I'm rooting for him. Like, I think his defense is top-notch. I can't really place what his offense is in the NBA, but from what I saw from college and the other league, like he can score. So I mean, I would just like to see him a little bit more. That's all I want to say about him.
Right.
Apologies.
What's that? One of the young blood, the nephew?
You already know.
This is my nephew, boy. That's how you do it. You get pumped off the live.
Acting like his uncle when he was younger. But anyway, so Derrick Rose. Before we get on here, we already at 30-minute mark. So yeah, Derrick Rose came back and he had a pretty good game. Yeah. I would say 16 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists. 6 of 13. At first he was a little rusty, but then he had the signature Derrick Rose layup that no one else in the world
with the left.
No one could have made that. I don't care
that if it was duck Damian under Lillard. Switch hand.
And he was dumb high. He could have dunked that.
I don't know anybody who would have made that layup.
He was dumb high. Looked like his feet was 4 feet off the floor.
He's, and this is what I'm saying. Like, he can still dunk. He just doesn't try to.
And he smiled after that play, man.
You did?
He,
I didn't
he
even.
smiled. I
See.
was just like, yeah, man, you feeling
He
it?
know. He know.
He
Yeah.
know
He
he
like,
that
oh,
guy.
he said, oh shit, I'm still dope.
Because he went up and then threw it
Underneath,
off
switch
his left
hands.
hand
Yeah.
on the right
No,
side.
because you can see it. You can always see when somebody do something with their left, it don't look as comfortable.
It don't
But
look
he,
right. He
Yeah.
was
he
like,
did what he needed to
Yeah.
do. Yeah, it was kind of like that.
he was like,
Yeah, it's like he did what he
you
needed
ever
to
try
do.
to do a
Though.
move with your right hand and you did it with your left hand? It's like, yeah, that
Yeah,
look mad ugly when I did it with my left.
yeah, but it worked.
But it worked. It worked. I don't know how he
Yeah.
did it, but he was big tonight. He was one of those guys that you put him in there and he went for his. I think he had the highest plus minus on the team. Did he? Yes, he did. He had 11. 11 plus minus 11. Derrick Rose, we need him. We need him to be there. We definitely missed him the past couple games. It was clear that he sat for this game. You know what I'm saying? So that he could be ready. I mean, I wouldn't say completely. I know he did have an ankle thing, but he came back at the right game. But it was just a tough game. These guys only lost by 2 to a team that's supposed to be a championship contender. And we played a sloppy game. You know what I mean? Like, we played a sloppy game. If you really look at it, if we had one consistent player on our team, one more consistent player on our team, I'll say.
That's what the Knicks need. And I'm like looking around like who could
Mm-hmm.
somebody said something about John Wall. I don't know where that came from. I don't know what his
It
story
came
is.
from
I don't know how he.
they sat Kemba, so now everybody's like, "Oh, John Wall wants
Yeah,
to play." That trade is gonna
yeah. So,
happen because
but
Kemba
John
makes
Wall's not playing
$8 million.
not because he's hurt. He just not
Yeah, but
right.
not only he's not playing because they're on 2 different pages. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna go in there. He's gonna be trying to be a starter. He's gonna take minutes from
Oh, he want to
Kevin.
win. You be like, you gave me all these young cats. We ain't winning nothing.
Nah, but that's not his fault. That's not their fault. He didn't sign there as a free agent so that he can
He had
win
Harden.
there.
He thought it was
He was
gonna be
traded.
something.
Nah, he didn't have anything. He was traded there because the Wizards didn't want him no more.
Yeah, they were done.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
But he
was
still
dumb.
felt that it was a
That was
good
a dumb.
move with Harden on the team, though.
Yeah, he thought him and Harden
writer-
was gonna make
the-
some noise. He had
the writer
Boogie.
was
He
on-
was back with Boogie Cousins.
Nah, the writing
His
was
boy
on the
from
wall though,
college.
because they was even saying that in the locker room that they wasn't liking how Harden was treating him. Even Boogie was saying that, so they knew that he wasn't. He was on his way out the door. Like, I think
All right, so let me ask you this:
Harden was there for how long with them?
he was there like 2
2
weeks,
months?
but when he was there, something like
Like
that.
a month? Yeah, not even. Yeah, he
Let
wasn't.
me ask you this:
What's
so
up?
aside from all that, is that something that you think will work?
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. He'll be better than Kemba. I think that he will eventually run into some more injury issues. Yes. Do I think that contract is way too high for you to be paying
Oh
somebody
yeah,
with
that's right. That
those
nigga get
kind of
like
injuries?
40 million a year,
40
bro.
million, 40 something. I don't even want to look at the exact numbers
Yeah,
of
I
his
was gonna
contract.
say I don't even.
I don't want to see the exact numbers at all.
He's like, you acting like you paying them.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
bro,
Like it's coming out his checkbook. You like, I don't even want to look.
I don't even want to know how much I'm paying homeboy right now, bro.
I don't even want to look.
I don't want to know. I really don't want to know at all, because
Oh
it's
man,
for someone. And don't get me wrong, attitude, heart, talent, he's got it. But outside of all of that, just that one aspect of
money,
injury.
the money. So let me ask you this.
No, it's not even the money. It's the injury fact. Because
Yeah.
I'll pay him the $40 million if I know he's going to play out his contract.
Well, we don't know any. I think injury. It don't matter if a nigga never been injured before. Injuries is always going to be like that.
Right, exactly.
Especially when you play the kind of game that John Wall played. We called it on everybody. Derrick Rose, we knew. Russell Westbrook, we knew. Who else play hard and run hard like that all the time?
John Morant, I know.
Yep.
Yeah,
John Morant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yo.
I mean, Zion.
We love it, but
Zion. We were saying that about Zion too.
Yeah. Yo, I've been there. Yo, Zion is never going to. He's not going to have a long career. I'm telling you right now.
Listen, I hope he does, because he wants to play for New York one day. So hopefully he does have a long career and he comes over here and he.
But no, I think it depends on his trainers, though. It depends on his trainers.
I think it depends on Zion. I think Zion just does not want to be.
I don't care what trainer you get to do that big.
Nah, I'm telling you right now. From what I've seen, I'm almost certain that Zion just does not want to be healthy for New Orleans. Everything that I've heard, he does not want to be there. everything about his body
You don't want to
language
be healthy for them.
for them. He doesn't want to. He does not want to exert any of his health for that organization. As many games as he wants to, as he can sit out, he's going to try to do it. He's going to get completely healthy. All of the ailments he has, yeah, let's go take care of that. I got a broken foot. Yeah, 3 months. Like, I don't, why not? You know what I'm saying? At this point, I don't want to play here. I'm going to live out this contract. And at the end of the day, once it's over, it's time to go. I'm going to make them want to trade me. How about that? It's either y'all going to trade me or y'all going to wait till I'm a free agent and I'll go. You know what I'm saying?
That's not what he's
So,
thinking.
so let me ask you.
He sounds that disgusted, though.
Let me ask you this: are they fielding calls for Julius or including Julius right now?
Not yet.
You don't think they fielding anything?
Not calls. Conversations, internal conversations, maybe. But after a game
You don't
like
think
tonight,
they got somebody in mind for him? They like, yo, you think we could get Zion for him?
Nah, I ain't saying that. Because I'm not trading Zion for Julius Randle.
Nor would
Me
I.
neither. But I mean,
I'm not doing that. But
argument's sake.
yeah. But I mean, Julius Randle at this point, he's not tradable for us. For us. Unless we talking about getting back a top tier who's someone's gonna be better than Julius Randle.
I'll take Draymond Green.
For Julius?
Yeah, we gotta mute his mic. Hold on. What's
Draymond's not going anywhere. Steph Curry ain't.
Oh, child. No. I can't hear you. Let me stop. No. You stupid, man. You stupid. But anyway, so Draymond, nah. I like Julius, man. I do like Julius. I just think that we're in a peculiar position because we don't know if Julius will ever be comfortable being a number 2. And where are we going with Julius as our number 1?
I think he'll be comfortable as a number 2. When
number 1 has to be
became,
like a KD though. That's the only way.
And there's only a handful of those.
There's only 1 or 2 KDs.
Exactly. So I mean,
there's only, and that's what I'm saying. I think you have to bring someone there who is like head and shoulders above what Julius Randle is, in order for him to say, "All right, I'm gonna concede to whatever you want, however you want this to happen."
I don't think gotta be head and shoulders better than Julius. I think he just got to be He just got to be like because the same thing I like about Obi Toppin. That's the kind of player you just need. Somebody who ain't trying to be a ball hog and dribble all the way to the middle of the floor. You need somebody.
I'm saying in terms of a star, the only way you bring a star in on that team is
if you need a star at that position.
No, we at his position. I'm just talking about in general. We need more players on this team to win. Like that's just it has to happen. I've noticed game after game, we don't have none of those fast switch guys. None of those guys that yo, son, you seen that dunk he had tonight? Besides for Obi, I don't. There's a lot of those guys. Like I'm looking for the Anthony Edwards of this team. Like I'm looking for those guys that can just take over a game whenever they want to do it. I don't think we have one of those guys yet. We still don't have one of those guys. And Burks is not. Burks is not one of those guys that's gonna take over a game. You know what I'm saying? He might get hot. He ain't gonna take over no game. You know what I'm saying? But I'm looking for one of those guys, and I'm not hating on my guys. Trust me, I love my guys. Y'all all know how big of a RJ Barrett fan I am. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna sit here and act like we have a lot of talent on our team because we don't. There's some talent on that. We have talent, but we don't have that 1A, 1B talent on our team. Because I'm not even sure if Julius Randle's a 1A or 1B on a different team other than the Knicks. Can you see Julius Randle being the second best player on
on who? It depends on what team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm kind of see if you put him on the Clippers, Lakers, Warriors.
He's like the third guy on the Clippers. I don't even think he'd fit.
I think this might be the only place he fits, and that might say a lot because if you look at the fact that Elfrid Payton was
absolutely that's why Julius is here. He came to a team where he could have that role. I honestly thought,
Yeah, absolutely.
I said this before the season started. I thought it was going to be Kemba's team. I thought he was going to take over those things. I was dead wrong.
I didn't think it was gonna be Kemba's team, but I
I
didn't
thought
think
it
it
was
was
going
gonna
to be
be
Kemba's
this
team. Like he
bad.
was home. I thought he was going to go off.
Right.
Oh, I was hoping that. I
Mm-hmm.
was praying for that. But Son looked so bad, and I just think that like Julius, I'm like, wow, like Julius really got this team. Like it's really his team.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't gonna be. It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be RJ Barrett. Not yet, and not this season.
At least not yet. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got to see how he does the rest of the season next year, all of that. But I just and then the one guy that I didn't want to lose was what's the guy with the twin brother?
Marcus.
Marcus Morris. That boy was shining. He was our number one guy. He was our go-to guy. And that wasn't supposed to happen. But it's the Knicks.
Yeah, and those are the positions I'm tired of being in. I'm tired of being in a position where the guy is flourishing here because it's in New York and it's no one else has the opportunity to flourish, so he's gonna flourish. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want those guys. I don't want the guys on that team that not that I don't want them. I ain't gonna say it like that.
I was gonna say I don't think that he knew it was gonna come. It
Yeah.
was gonna work out.
No. I'm not mad at him. I'm saying I'm not going for those guys. I'm still looking, especially when you're talking about drafting and scouting. You're looking for guys who can be a number one. Like I don't think Marcus Morris was ever a number one on his team, ever. You know what I'm saying? The fact that he came here and he was the number one, it just said a lot to me. That's just how I always look at it. Same thing with Julius. You know what I'm saying? He was tossed around the league and he gets here and then he's the number one. You know what I'm saying? But he proved it last year. He proved that he should have been the number one last year. So now, all right, what's the next step?
I think he is the number
I'm still
one
waiting for the next
year.
step. Yeah, I'm waiting for the next step from Julius. I haven't seen anything new. I haven't seen anything that's going to tell me that Julius Randle is ready to take that next step just yet. If anything, it looked like he took a step back for a little bit. But maybe he's working his way back to what he's supposed to be. But I don't know, man. I'm concerned a little bit. I'm not mad that we lost this game at all.
It's probably the first game that we lost that I'm like, you know what?
Yeah,
that was a good game.
Yeah, it was a good game. I'm not mad at losing this game at all because, especially how we played. James Harden went off, and they barely beat us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like they barely beat us. Let's hit the chat. It's been a while since I was in here. What's going on, Garden and Knicks? Salute to you. Toxic said, "Why are we paying Noel?" Yo, Obi went up and threw the ball to Nerlens Noel on some play. I think it was in the first half, and it bounced so hard off of his hands. I was like, dog.
Wait, what play was that?
It was, I think Obi was driving to the basket, and then Nerlens was cutting baseline from the right side. So Obi jumped up and he threw it to him, and it was just like boom. I'm like, and if I'm Obi, I got, and not for nothing, I got mad at Obi on that play because I said,
you know better than they.
You know better to throw it to him. Everybody knows better than throw it to him at that situation. Under the basket, he's not catching it. I've seen him miss wide open alley-oops. You think he's gonna catch that? Anyway.
He was making a smart ball. Maybe he wasn't the smartest
defender. He's a good defender. Shout out to him.
At this point, if he catches any pass,
I'm surprised. He catches. I'm like, oh, okay, you got it. But anyway, Bait Bean said that tech on Randall did not help. It didn't help. He earned it. He earned that tech.
That was a dumb moment to be mad.
He earned that, man. He's got to get his emotions in check. He has to get his emotions in check. And I've said it since the first year he was here. He gets way too emotional.
So take it out in the game.
I wish I was Thibodeau. When you go back to the sunrooms, I was like, y'all can thank Julius for throwing.
Nah, you can't do that.
I know you can't, but I'd love to do it. Y'all can thank Julius for fucking going to the technical and losing the game. So thanks, Julius. Let's give it up for Julius.
Imagine he walked in again. He's like, hey guys, clap it up for Julius.
And he crying and went to every single ref, and then won the game for us. Good look at Julius. Nice going, dumbass.
I guarantee you, there would have been a fight in that locker room. I don't know between who. but Julius would have been involved. Somebody would have said
Yeah,
something.
you can't.
He'd have probably said something to coach, and Taj would have stepped up like, "Yo, who are we talking to like that?" You know what I'm saying? And then it'd been a brawl. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Because but that's what I'm saying. Like if I'm a vet, I know me. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
talk to my
yeah,
wife all the
yeah.
time. She talk about spats they haven't worked and just different things. I'm like, baby, I wish I could have been there. The shit I'd have said. Because if I'm a veteran on that team, if I'm Taj, I'd have said what I just said in there today.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, Julius, good looking on the fucking on the technical. 2 minutes left in the game. Good timing. Give it up, y'all, for Julius with the fucking perfect timing. Come on, man. Like,
You know,
grow up.
Julius who made the face like
Dang, man.
what?
I don't know, man.
Anyway,
We definitely need a spark though. We need a spark on this team.
I think if they make the trade, I think who we have in the back in the office. Oh wow, IQ played 37 minutes.
yeah, man. Might as well start.
I didn't even realize he got 37 minutes, bro.
Listen, bro. I don't. Is it up here still?
Really?
It's not up here anymore. But yeah, 37 minutes. 4 for 11 IQ he had 12 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 for 5 from 3. And you know, he's the thing I love about that kid. He don't back down. No.
I think well, we all know. I don't think he can have him doing it. He can't have that dude running the point. He just I feel like he's a stubborn. I think Thibodeau is a stubborn old man, and he won't have him starting. I don't know why, but I think that he likes the one thing that he likes them. That's that unit off the bench. That's why he went with. That's like what I said earlier. That's why he went with Burks, because Burks was the second unit in the second unit. He wasn't the starting second. He wasn't the second unit. He's like the third guy that comes to replace either the point, the shooting guard, or the forward if they get in foul trouble or something like that. That's when Burks comes in.
Yeah.
So he didn't want to disrupt that. He was like, I could have somebody else fill what Burks was doing and have Burks start. That's what I feel like that whole thing was.
Right.
I remember in the beginning of the season, there was a lot of talk about shipping Burks out.
Oh yeah, you ain't hearing that no more.
I mean, anymore. That's over. That's not happening.
No
not
doubt.
Happening I mean, you never know. He might have played himself into a trade.
Oh, Burks?
Yeah.
I don't want to lose Burks, but if we lose him, I hope we get something.
Yeah.
At this point, the only way we'd lose somebody like Burks is if we would definitely be getting somebody back that's going to make our team better.
Yeah.
Because I know Tibbs ain't gonna let that guy go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tibbs ain't gonna let that guy go.
We were like, we want that guy right there.
Yeah.
And we were like,
especially the way he treated Kemba. I ain't gonna do him dirty. He ain't treat Kemba no crazy way, but the way he did Kemba, you can tell that wasn't the move he wanted to do. So I'm sure going forward, any move they make, they're gonna be like, Tibbs, you sure you want to do this? You're gonna be like, listen.
You think the front office had him do that?
No, I think, like you said, he told them 20
him.
games. I'm giving them 20 games.
Allowed him.
Yeah, for sure. Back in the chat real quick. Toxic said we're gonna sign Zion after his knees are bad. After they've been bad, bro. Like it's over.
Hey, it don't even matter. He need bionic knees.
He need them new joints.
Word. I don't care before the injury. Just give him new joints now.
Give him new joints now. Imagine somebody having full like knee replacement in like the beginning of their career. It's over. Speaking of,
I would never get him. He's somebody I would want to, but I could never seriously go get Zion. That boy gonna rip them joints to shreds. He ain't gonna have no knees by the time.
I feel the same way about Porzingis. Like Porzingis is one of those guys where you know what he brings to the team, and it's like, yo, he's on, but you know he might not play a lot of games. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be hurt.
Fun to watch, but I'm like, yo, that dude gonna get hurt. Anytime he do something, you gonna be like, hold up.
Zion he gonna go and dunk it and come down like, he good. He's good. Right.
He made it. Every game. Like, yo, go sit in the tub of ice. Go sit in the ice. We'll talk later.
Jose said, shout out to Jose. He said Randall needed to hit some threes tonight, and that's what giving him the 3 towards the end. I was saying that, man. He's got to take. He only took 2.
I don't think he trusts his shot because he was taking threes like nothing last season, and this season I see he's very hesitant.
Well, he's been taking them this year. That's why I was kind of
in the beginning of the season he was launching them, but he wasn't hitting them. So I think he's very cautious now.
In that play that I saw him head fake the 3 that was open and drive, I said it like I had all like 20 thoughts at once. It's crazy how it happened. But one of the thoughts of the 20 was these guys haven't been shooting as many threes as a unit as they were before.
Right.
I think everybody's scared to shoot.
Yeah, I
something
think
happened.
something
That
happened.
happened before.
Yeah.
Remember we were watching that game? It's like everybody looked like they didn't want to shoot it.
They didn't want to shoot it. Yeah, they're not shooting 50 threes. Matter of fact, how many threes did they have tonight? Let's look at that.
I think they rolled it back.
They had to.
They're like, all right, we tried it. It didn't work for us.
Yeah, they took 32 threes. They definitely fell back to earth with the threes.
How many they made out of those 32?
11.
And depending on the night, you know, it could go. They could get more. They could have less.
34%. That's not. It's not crazy.
That's about.
Yeah, but he definitely needed to take at least 1 or 2 tonight more. But you know, it is what it is. Who else? He said without Obi starting, the Knicks can't beat the championship teams this year. Without Obi starting, the Knicks can't beat the championship teams this year.
I don't understand that. What does that mean?
Without Obi starting, the Knicks can't beat the championship team this year. So basically, he's saying if we're not starting Obi, we're not going to be beating the championship teams.
Yo, this is why
I don't get that. All right,
listen. I think that Obi is the better player in general for the flow of an offense. I don't know if he's the best. I don't know if he's a better solo player than Julius, but his flow for the game and him not wanting the ball all the time. You know what I'm saying?
I think he plays better at the 5, man. He might be.
Yeah, but
he might be better running at the 5.
Let me tell you something. But I keep telling people this is another conversation nobody's having about the Knicks that needs to be had. We need a scoring center.
Yes. Yeah. I've been saying that though.
But it works if Obi is the small ball 5. But it's the defensive thing. You know what I'm saying? And until we figure out how to run them both together, there's going to be an Obi problem on this team. Like it's just how it is. You know what I'm saying?
Like you said, if they today was a perfect game because they didn't who's their big man? They had Aldridge out there. Who's their center other than that? Who'd they have out there?
KD was.
They had what's his name from the Utah Jazz? What's his name?
Oh, Millsap
out there, and he's not like a big man. He's a strong
Millsap. He was another one losing his temper.
He was losing his balance too.
They hit him with a couple bullshit calls.
Speaking of losing their balance, we failed to mention my man Julius caught the shakes from KD and slipped and fell tonight.
I didn't
catch that.
Was that the first half?
It was in the first quarter.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, my man. All he did was catch it. KD caught it and did the jab and moved. He didn't cross him. He hit him with he just
faked him one way.
And Julius said,
"Oh no!"
I mean, like, his whole foot.
I don't want to see this shit.
You seen his foot slip? His foot went across the ground like this.
Damn.
I said, "Oh, Julius, no!"
Who said that got crossed the other night, man?
It's a wrap.
Somebody got crossed and hit the floor.
I don't remember. Why do I feel like I heard about it though? Huh. Let's see if I can find this. I
actually don't like Mitch anymore.
The Julius slippage. Yeah, and a lot of people aren't liking it.
It's annoying.
Yeah, a lot of people.
He does a couple putbacks, but this is whack.
He never puts himself in position to get rebounds. The only time I see him get rebounds is offensive rebounds when the defense clears out.
He had a couple putbacks, and I guess those are helpful. You know, those are nice. But
not showing us any starting point guard.
All of this gaining weight and all of that, none of that seems to have.
Right. Yeah, it didn't help. Like I feel like he's always out of position. Like he was reaching over Aldridge and trying to get around. I'm like, you're never in position.
Mm-hmm.
That's
a rebounding is an instinct thing.
Yeah,
that's an instinct thing. I don't care how strong you are. When you look at
box out though,
huh?
To box out.
Well, he used to back. That's my thing. He was a very good offensive.
General don't box out on the offensive end. They don't ever box out. They always standing there.
I don't get it. If you're not a scoring center, you have to get rebounds. You can't be out of position for it. Yeah, I see it. Oh, you found it?
Here's the crossover by KD.
Hey!
Oh,
definitely put him on skates.
Kidding me? And then
What he
Cam
said.
knocking down the three.
That wasn't.
Could not find the handle.
That wasn't nice.
He put him on
That wasn't
skate.
Crossover by
He
KD.
slipped.
Uh-oh,
Look, that was
sending
that was a
Julius
sweaty
Randle
floor.
down. Are you kidding me? And then
You
Cam
know
knocking
what?
down
It,
the
it,
three.
it don't even matter though, because
It happened.
It looks bad. It looks bad.
Andre Bembry will
See-
Oh, who?
see-
Somebody
back
hit
in the
somebody's
game
foot and
as
got
the
crushed
Brooklyn
up. That's what it was.
Brown,
Somebody hit
Durant,
somebody crushed somebody's
no
foot, and it looked like they killed him. One of the Knicks, but I forgot. But it looked like somebody. Oh, he tripped over his man foot,
Yeah.
and he was screaming like, "Yo!" You know. But I forgot who. I think that was the Hawks, if I
Yeah.
remember correctly. I don't remember who, but somebody went down pretty bad.
Jose said Randall needs to step up and tell Tibbs to put Obi in the starting five. See, I was saying that. If we do not like
He's
Mitch,
better for the flow of the game.
if we're not liking Mitch and what he's bringing us, if whatever Mitch is bringing us isn't helping, let's say that. If whatever defensive strengths that he's bringing us is so great, why isn't it being shown? You know what I'm saying? Like versus Capella, what Capella had 20 rebounds? Come
even by fantasy standards, Capella like
He blows him out the water
with ease.
with ease. It's not even close. He's always
They
hurt.
would-
He's
they
always
would do
getting
that.
nicked. He's always getting nicked, and that is always something. I just think that you can't lose at that point. You're not removing Mitch from the rotation. I think maybe just run Obi next to Randall a little bit more. I think you run first
It's not
half.
happen though.
I mean, it can happen because he's
Yes, I don't think it will though.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. Because
'Cause
I'm not gonna lie, because Obi's been getting a lot of minutes next to Randall, and he wasn't last year. So that is complete, like the coach being comfortable with it.
Mhm.
So it's not like somebody told him to do it, or he's getting, he's being comfortable with playing. He's getting comfortable playing with them two together. So maybe we see something.
Yeah.
Let's see. Before we get out of here, just running through the chat real quick. He said we got Izzy in here. Whoa, where'd he go? Every single one surprised he didn't call New Jersey. Who? Oh, he's talking about Randall being emotional. Yes, very emotional. Yes. Yeah, man. He's got to get his emotions in check. Yeah, Carl Thomas. He's definitely Carl Thomas right now. Anything else in the chat? Let's see. Knicks don't crash the glass. They also spread the floor or don't spread the floor. So most times Mitch is the only one on offense and defense banging for boards. I guess that was his response to saying that he doesn't box out well.
If you want to say he bangs for boards, but like you got to show me clips, because when I'm watching the game, it always looks like he's late there or he's watching.
He was grabbing some boards. He's grabbed some boards tonight. He has some.
He looked like I'm just more concerned about because I think he's out there fighting for him, and you can't be mad at him for trying that.
Right.
But
it's never successful though. Like
no, I think we need a scoring center. I'm sorry, somebody needs to be able to score down there.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Our centers having 2 5 points, 6 7 points. It's outrageous.
Yeah.
It's outrageous, bro. Some of the best teams in the league got scoring centers.
Yeah,
that's why earlier before the season like really started, when they said that we might get Turner, I was like, all right, somebody who can box out and somebody who can score. So I mean,
they gotta score. Like,
but then again, I look at Turner too, and he's not a number 1 or 2 option. Like he's still
for the center position.
No, I mean in terms of what he is right now, I think he's still playing behind LeVert, Brogdon, and Sabonis.
That's cool.
So I mean, I'm not sure how he would. I don't know.
He just has to play his game. If he plays his game in his position, he don't got to worry about who's first and who's second or whatever. Just play your game.
Yeah.
Just play your game.
Yeah. Excuse me. Oh my God, I got a yawn on live. Let's get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here now, man. All right, listen. If you're in the chat, thank you for being here. Hit that like, pay us with a like, man. That's all we ask for. Spread the word, subscribe. We're gonna be bringing you some more lives more often. Holidays was a little hectic, so it was crazy. You got your NY75 shirt, Dre. Is that the one that was giving out the game?
Yeah, man, look at me.
Oh,
man.
that's mine that I couldn't find. I couldn't. No wonder.
Boy, I had this thing the whole night. I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen, man, I
You
get in your
said you
car.
left it in
I
Aaron's
checked.
car.
I checked. It wasn't Aaron. It was David's car, and I checked David's car, and it wasn't in there. So it was
I know
probably
I left mine in the arena.
you left yours in the
But
arena.
I got you
Yeah.
another
think-
one.
Yeah, and then Dre got me another one on the way out. Because there was this guy
Yeah,
who
and Joshua
he
would
had
have
a
had
sign
one
up.
too.
You looked out
Joshua
for
would have
the
had one
cousin.
too.
Yeah,
Looked
but
out for the cousin.
you wasn't with us. You probably would have got one. Yeah, because there was a guy standing by the exit who had a sign saying "Donate your shirt to the homeless" or whatever. And Dre was like, "Yo, let me get one of those."
That's messed up.
The dude was
He
like,
gave it.
as long as you something. He said something.
Yeah, donate.
Dre's like,
Are you
man, whatever,
sure?
man. Give me that
Donate.
shit.
And I was just like, yeah.
Yeah,
What did he
Give me
say?
that.
I don't know.
He
Got
like,
the shirt
Give
though.
me that shit, man.
Yeah. Shut up.
Shut up, man.
Tell me
Knock
what
all
to
the
do.
shirts out your box.
Started putting it on, man. Shut up.
Don't tell me what to do.
Man. to do.
You give me
But,
that man shirt.
You stupid. Listen, man. Thank y'all for tuning in once again to the God of Knicks podcast / show. I'm your host, Apollo Reed. I'm here with Andre Jalil and Rick Derula. As usual, thank y'all. And until next time, man, y'all have a good one. Peace.